So there is definitely things that are toxic in a marriage. And when I say toxic, I mean like atom bomb toxic. And some of them will surprise you. This one in particular, expectations. Expectations will poison your marriage. And I'm going to teach you how to stop expectations. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. And we've been doing this for a very long time, over 25 years, helped thousands of people. I want to help you with this. And when we're done with this topic, then I'm going to give you some next steps to do. And I'm also going to give you some technique at the end of the video. The next steps are at the end of the end. So let's get into what I mean by expectations. And it goes both ways, and I'm going to approach it in both ways. There's the expectations that your spouse has of you, and then there's the expectations that you have of your spouse. Now, there's a third expectation, but I want you to have the third expectation, and I'm going to start with that. The third expectation is that your marriage become heaven on earth. You really, literally should have that. And I don't care where your marriage is today. I don't care how many arguments you have in an hour. I don't care what's going on in your marriage. When you know how to be married, when you know how to behave, when you know what makes your wife tick or what makes your husband tick, and I'm not kidding you here. You think you do, but you don't. But when you know all of these things and you have set yourself up with an expectation that you're going to have marital bliss, you'll have it. Now, not purely from wanting it. I mean, wouldn't that be nice, right? Oh, I wish to have an apple, and poof, an apple appears in my hand. No, if I want something, I have to do what it takes to achieve it. So that's the expectation that you should have. And I'm going to add to that, if that expectation is sincere and you're willing to do that which it takes to achieve a blissful marriage, then you'll have a blissful marriage, period. Period. Been doing this for over 25 years. I can tell you that that is not wishful thinking. It is accurate thinking. Now, there is the expectation that we have of our spouse. Why can't they be nicer to me? Why do they have to do this? Why can't they do that? And this is normal. We can't argue that, right? It's human nature. And it stems from the attitude of, I'm perfect and nobody else is perfect. Now, this is a subconscious attitude, obviously, because if I ask you, do you think you're perfect? You'll go, no, of course I'm not. And if I go, well, tell me where you're imperfect, you'll go, The fact of the matter is, it is human nature to believe that we as individuals are perfect. It's a subconscious, it's underneath, and it's part of that drive to survive that we all have. We have this drive to survive. And so if we're constantly picking on ourselves, that's not survival, that's suffering, that's misery, right? So when we transfer over our annoyances, our unhappiness to our spouse, it's because they're the closest person to us. And we're not taught this, but we get married with an expectation that our newlywed spouse is going to provide all of our happiness for us. They're the answer to all of our problems. They're going to take great care of us. If you're a man, I'm going to have all the sex I've ever wanted. I'm going to be cuddled and held. I'm going to be supported and loved, right? If you're a woman, okay, now I have someone who's going to listen to me and cherish me and take good care of me and be there for me all the time. I'm going to be able to express my emotions, all of that, right? We're not taught that that's not going to happen. And you want to know something? If it did happen, this is what's weird. If it actually did happen, the truth is it would become old hat. You'd start taking your spouse for granted. Come on, let's be honest. Isn't that true? So what happens is when we have expectations of our spouse, and come on, you know what I just said is true. You know it's true, right? When we have expectations of our spouse, they're going to be unfulfilled. We're going to be disappointed. We're going to then get discouraged. We might even start looking elsewhere for emotional gratification or sexual gratification. And it's a killer. It's a marriage killer to expect our spouse to behave in a particular way is a killer. Now, there's another expectation that's also a killer, and that is the expectation of ourselves that we're there to live up to their expectations. Well, that doesn't really work either. So what do you do in these cases? What do? What you do is this. You transcend all of, I'm going to call it for what it is. That's drama. It produces drama. Expectations produces drama. The drama meaning, why can't he do this? Why can't she do that? Why am I always expected to be this way? Why? It's drama. We didn't get married for drama. We got married because we fell in love, right? I'm going to ask you to do me a favor now. There's a comment section. I'd like you to tell me why you married your spouse. Could be just one word, 2 words, could be story if you want, but just tell me why you married your spouse. What was your motivation? Please. Now let's get back into this. So here's what you do to kind of curtail the expectations. And this is the good news. You transcend them. This is the technique that I'm giving you at the same time. As soon as you hear an expectation, as soon as you have an expectation, you just stop and you recall why you married your spouse and live inside of that feeling of love that you had. Now, I'm not trying to give you a cue that you should tell me in the comments that I fell in love and that's why I married my spouse. It could be for a number of reasons. Maybe you want to have children or whatever. It doesn't matter. Maybe it was because you wanted a green card. I don't really care. And I know, most of the people who are watching these videos are already in their second marriage. Most of the people who take our courses are already in their second marriage. That doesn't matter. Expectations are going to hurt you. They're going to hurt your spouse. They're going to hurt your marriage. And the simplest way is to extract yourself from that drama of trying to solve this by transcendence, by going to love. You have the power to decide whom you're going to love and how much you're going to love them. We're not told this. We have this fairy tale belief, generally speaking, that love comes to us and it's a tremendous gift, which it is. But the truth is we can cultivate that love. And once you find your soulmate, that's the mission you should be on, which leads me now to what are your next steps? Okay, so most people who watch these videos end up getting one of my books, which is great. You learn so much. But really what I like to do is I like to convince people that their marriage can be more than just fixed at this point, that they can have the most amazing marriage ever, that they could be, you could be, let me make it personal with you, you could be floating on air from now on, or from when you take my course, because I have an online course for you. I have one for women and one for men. It's super effective. It's super truthful. It's super deep. And it's super easy. It's a 12-week course. And I don't care how bad your marriage is now. When I started helping couples, I worked with the worst of the worst, because I wanted to really hone in on the science of marriage. And so you can have expectations when you take this course. It's 12 weeks. After the first 4 weeks, you're going to start feeling calm. You're going to feel more at ease with your spouse. You're going to understand them better. You're going to understand yourself better. After 8 weeks, all the anger is going to be gone. I don't teach anger management. I teach you how to eliminate anger altogether. And you're going to start feeling that connection again. And by the 12th week, and you can have these expectations, they're milestones in this course. By then, you're going to be set up for ever increasing happiness, harmony, and love. And it just gets better and better from then on. So I urge you to look into the online course. So again, I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. I'm so glad you stopped by. God bless you and take care. Thank you.